Okay. Hopefully I spelled all that right. Okay, Pleiadian Anunnaki energy is basically like Pleiadian's connection to the Anunnaki. Of course, some people might be afraid of Anunnaki. It's like, oh, whatever. So you can't make everybody happy. Yeah. It's all experience, and who cares? Yeah. And New World reality change. Yeah, that just came to mind. I won't put a whole lot into that. Well, at least the New Earth nonsense and all this. What is it? The other one, the solar flare is going to give you your superpower. It's going to fly off into Maryland or whatever it is. It's great out there, isn't it? It's a comedy, really bad comedy. Or just one of these religious church, alien church energy that just say they know everything about all the alien races and come to them for everything. You can't go anywhere else. Like, yeah, narcissism at its finest. So, but guess they're in good company there. So, but yeah, Pleiadian energy is just putting that out there. Just I don't know, just like the thumbnail that I have here. It's another one I'm kind of playing around with of just seeing what other, I don't know, just something different. Kind of channeled everything. I've done everything kind of. So just a different vibe, not so complicated like our world. But they need our world you need all aspects of reality. Let's put it that way. Everything matters, of course, in this place. Yeah, we can do without a lot of stuff, actually. But whatever. Right? It makes it unique. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I've dropped another music video, and I'm experimenting with some other short film concepts. So this might be a good. Finally get the ball rolling. We'll see how it goes. So the music videos are just like a short version of the little movies I was making. The AI stuff's getting a little bit better. I mean, it's kind of like the dark ages of this stuff because they're still trying to figure out the animation part, and it's been rough. They're trying to get the best version of it now, which you can, but you can't get super high quality. It's all still, it's in its infancy. But like the music video stuff is a little bit more. You can get away with a little bit more. It feels like it's not. But if you try to make like a little animated film, like a 30-minute one, 20 minutes, it can get kind of rough because a lot of it falls apart. So because the technology is just not there yet. It's getting there, but it still has like maybe 6 months, maybe a year. Well, obviously, several years would be a lot better, but it's in the early. Right now, it might be rough, but in the future, look back at this stuff, and the rough stuff looks pretty. Of course, it's all about the energy behind it, like the silent films. You just can feel it. Of course, right now we're in a time of no feeling. Soulless Marvel movies, soulless. Not everything is soulless, but there's a lot of that out there. It is. The mainstream stuff seems pretty empty these days, but not all of it is. But whatever, it's all just a big comedy anyway. So, so either way. So yeah, the Pleiadian energies kind of tap into that, give a different point of view, and see where it goes from there. And New World reality. Just like think of that as like a new timeline. Currently, like, or we're going into one. Think of it that way. Just some whatever else. Yeah, because it is August coming in, so we'll see. You never know. I know many out there can use a change. That's for sure. I can definitely. Yeah, it's been kind of a rough month. Out of all months, I think this has been kind of one of the roughest, actually. I think I fixed this up. I think this is working now. Maybe not. Summertime.com, we have private sessions. if it works. Scheduler, and we have the shop here. Maybe. Okay. So, okay. All right. All right. Just gonna give a Pleiadian perspective also. So, yeah, the Andromeda energy has been coming through pretty decently. Just like I say, it's something new. So, or something old that's new, or something like that. Whatever. So, all right. Okay. All right. Postings. Here we go. Greetings, the Pleiadians. Yes, there are new timelines coming in. As for the Pleiadians and Anunnaki, it's been an on and off relationship with Anunnaki. They are known to invade worlds such as yours to help and not help situations. Of course, Pleiadians are known to do the same. So there is a lot of similarities between the two groups. And there is some frequencies out there. I don't know. It's obviously you can't make everyone happy with our presence or any other presence for that matter. Some are still dealing with their reptilian connections, like their aggressive side that has not been quite healed, and it also has a protective side. So think of it as like a you have your crocodiles and things like that. They have all that body armor, but they're also very protective. Of course, a lot of animals in the animal kingdom are the same way, but the crocodile or the reptilian, not all lizards are like that, but definitely the crocodile and the alligator frequencies and just anything that's predator frequency like that. Those are not the laid back lizard beings. The ones that are laid back just are laid back. They're just fun in the sun. But the more of the predator, reptilian being, even just in your animal kingdom, and humans have this within themselves, some do, like a higher potence of attack, of just protecting themselves for whatever reason. It's like they have this like built-in security system of just lashing out. That's gonna be male or female. And they might not even be aware of it. It doesn't mean it's always trauma. Some of it might be past lives. It's all various. But also it can be kind of like you can also drive yourself crazy with it too. You can become extremely paranoid. You also become very arrogant. Well, because arrogance is just a protection of all the insecurities. It's like you just put yourself, I'm okay, I'm doing fine. But you're like a warrior at the same time. Like you're protecting your kingdom, yourself. And it can be draining yourself, wearing everybody out that's around you also due to your own paranoia, insecurities, and so on. Not everybody has that, but it does exist here in a human form. And it's just why it's just, a protective frequency. It's done in different ways. So, some parenting has been coming in a lot. Some parents who are kind of harsh on their kids due to their own insecurities of just like, not better than me or whatever it is, or just want them to become a better person overall. And yes, they might kind of overdo it sometimes, but that's what they call parenting. It's kind of like a boxing match to some level of psychological warfare. Not always a bad thing with that. Everything has a purpose behind it. Some of these tech giants, Facebook frequency, yes, again, obviously they're all getting kind of arrogant to some level. There's going to be a transformation phase. Some of their true colors will come, the founders of a lot of these companies. Little by little, their true colors will come out. Now, it might come out and then be buried by the news or something. You don't need to find out. You'll see it if you need to see it, because most likely you have some kind of connection there, either for revealing it, or you knew this person, or you just feel that people are affected by it, whatever it might be. Now, you've had some aspects of it, but there will be more of an awakening frequency throughout the coming years, but nothing too, earth shattering. But some of those tech giants that feel like they're crown jewels and all that, we'll see there's holes in their armor because you are going through a transition of more realness. The human, it's like, yes, you have the corporation music and all everything. Yes, it's all coming back to the individual. That's where the technology is helping. Is this power is coming back to the individual. Now, yes, there might be too much of everything, but there's a balancing out for right now. It's like sometimes it's not always a bad. It's rough, but it's either way. It's like the individual is coming back to itself. Anyone can throw on a camera, make a video. It doesn't have to get attention, but you can put it out there, which you could not do that before. Back in the old days, that is being forgotten. You can't just go on the news. You can't just make a video and post. You can't do any of those things. Whatever year that was, but either way, I think some of you understand that. So now things are becoming more accessible. Even if you might not get attention, you can still do it. And once again, powered back to yourself, even if nobody's watching. Either way, you can still put yourself out there, which is and that means everybody will do it. No, it's just that it shows humanity is slowly pulling itself back to itself, not letting corporations help. I mean, yes, corporation would be involved with it, such as what you have a streaming platform for now. Eventually, that will become more individually owned also. So little by little. And just be a little bit more real. We're all, yes, you don't have to worry about being censored anymore. Let's put it that way. Now, there might be some form of it to some level. There's always going to be some version of it, especially a world like yours. And yes, it's going to be abused and all that. Your world's very good at that, which doesn't ruin it for everybody. Someone's always trying to do that. But you are in an age of the individual coming back into its power little by little. Doesn't mean you have to go out and build your own car. Of course, you never know. There might be some version of that. Not to get too far into the future where you can have your own electricity, because you have versions of that now, more self-reliance. And there's this, you kind of have versions of that where you can live more, we'll just use the word organically, the way you want to, or more clean energy over time. This is not something that happens right away. And you're already seeing versions of this, more of this will create, but there'll be like those that just rather do their own thing, their own power, their own everything. They'll get their water their own way. It'll be healthy and won't be, polluted. And then there'll be others part of just the massive grid, but it'll be okay too. You just do what you want. So like you have, you can post things on social media, but you can also have your own platform, do your own thing, and become more accessible over time, become more independent. And it can be successful, and sometimes you just do it because you feel like it. You don't want to be censored. So, and it'd be easier to be found to some level if you even want to be found. So this is our message. We're also putting this vibe out there just for some of you, just to, manifest on your own, or just to feel a little bit more free. There's a lot of confines. The corporations are doing also. Humanity is just coming out of its shadow. It's not fully out, obviously, but just more realism will come through. More the raw of the soul will come through. Not that you have to put your whole self out there. There will be times where you can be more. Now, even when these current platforms, people are showing themselves more often, more of their light side, their dark side. So obviously some of you know more in higher frequencies, you can show more of that. And so you're seeing pieces of that. And it's just that, what you want to, that you can be yourself. Let's put it that way. You're in that transition. It's not quite there yet. Society is still tearing itself apart. It's due to the upbringing for thousands of years of some of this Anunnaki. Well, a lot of these or Anunnaki is one of them, to bring, to shut things down, for various different reasons, because the human, lost its mind, and it has not changed technically. You just can't fly off the planet, basically. I mean, I guess you could to some level, but not laser beaming people and things like that, as some had ability in the past, telepathically manipulating people. There's some level of it, but it's been diluted. So you see how weaponized society is now. You think of it when it's not shut down. So all this is done for a reason, of course. So might have the best intentions, but it's just like, to use this in knowledge, it's like you'll take a wild animal and to, bring it more to domesticated. And that's society. That's humanity. It's been kind of put in these cities, put in all these places just to calm to this, not everyone's like that, but some need to be restrained. Here's a job. Here's a 9-to-5 job. There, you might complain about it, but at least you're getting out of everybody's business until you can take more responsibility for yourself and so on. So yeah, I'll let you sit with that one for a while. So let's see. Grace uses new timeline frequencies coming in, connected to your Mother Earth. This is, you say everyone can benefit to it to a certain level, but some of you will just feel a more clear future and calm down the fears. Well, not entirely, but to some level, some of you can get more of an intuitive idea of the future on what you need to know. As for politics and all that, that's, if you need to know, do you need that in your space? Is it just, yes, it's like a clown show for those that need entertainment. It's a social infighting. It's almost like social, what is it called? Boxing. And yes, you have also these professionals that are in the political reign, or just don't, it's like they don't know what they're doing most of the time, but this is more celebrity manipulation for your society. Nothing new there. It's been going on for thousands of years. But by little, yes, you break these things, these institutions down. And yes, there will be a lot of darkness to say you don't want to do that. You don't want to get rid of governments and so on, monetary systems. Obviously, when those things come down, you won't, obviously people are going to be holding on to fear, but there's really nothing to be fearful of. And those are just obsessed with the old systems are obviously going to have a panic attack. Not that some of this might break down your time period. It's not clear at this moment, but it's just, it's not too worrying. It's like the theater has to eventually change its sets. Can't go on like this forever. Yes, you have your national debt in the U.S. You'd be surprised. There are ways of getting a pass on that in time, but not right now. There might be some payback here and there on that, but there's some, a lot has been done. Like there's a lot of deals going on across the planet that you're not you don't need to know. It doesn't really matter, really. But it's just that you don't have to fear for the panic of like the end of the world, things like that. If you need to do it, you must do what you must. But usually when they do that, they find out, like, the world is still here. I thought I was going to be gone, 2 months ago or something like that. There's always some frequency of that. And sometimes that is trauma from other realities where you did go through it to some level. So some of that is actually justified, and others is just manipulation. Others it's also an energy reset for society. Doesn't mean you're going to have a major change, like you're going to get rid of your banking system right away. No, it doesn't mean crypto is going to save you. Not necessarily, but either way, some of these institutions will have to water themselves down little by little, and then you just be okay with the alternative, which will be simpler, but you can also connect more to yourself and see those around you more clearly. Because all this is just, yes, a movie, because it's a soul experiment. It's also soul development. So we call it an experiment. Yeah, it's soul development. It's really just to, clear out and learn about yourself. And of course, others don't want to hear that. If they don't want to hear that, there's still a lot of adolescents have not been healed. Still a lot of immaturity that has not been healed yet. The ego has had difficulties with that. And the ego is a tricky situation there. And yeah, either way. But your path here is, yes, focus on yourself, and you don't have to fall for all the chicken littles out there. To the earth, the sky is falling on. There's going to be a lot of that here and there, especially your political year. Not to say, alien groups, some of them do find quirks in society. They do find humor, but when it's a panic and people are really taking things too seriously, when it's not going to happen, like a panic of it's just, countries going under, things like that. It's just like the U.S. is still going to find its way to stay together, even if it is kind of falling apart in some levels. It's still going to, but darkness will eventually find its light eventually, but not yet. It's still, humanity has not learned from that trickster frequency yet, so they have to still go through it. Not everybody has to go through it, but somebody go through it. It still has a lot of immaturity in society. It still has not quite. It's like your society, like it or not, is manifesting the reality that you're in. Now, obviously, not all of you are part of this reality. It's like, this isn't, like, I might be here, but this is not my reality. And that's probably true. But the majority needs this for their growth for whatever reason. So blessings.